Hi, welcome to Bobby Cinema Theater. I'm Bobby Cinema, being going BC. Today's January 24th and my 42nd week of my webcast live at Bobby Cinema, where I review the new movies and DVDs that's out this week, where I make my final grade on the movie out this week. Come to my website where you can read the plot and watch the movie trailer. The first movie out this week in theaters is Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, starring Rhoda Mitra and Michael Sheen, directed by Patrick Topoulos, written and produced by Les Weiserman, and produced by Screen Gems. I took a look at this film. I recommend people watching this movie in theaters. Michael Sheen made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to him. I rate this movie a B-. The next movie out this week is Inkheart, starring Brendan Fraser, directed by Elaine Softley, produced by Barry Mendel, and produced by New Line Cinema. I took this film. I recommend people watch this movie on theaters. This is about a father and daughter in a fantasy world. They get lost in a book. Brendan Fraser made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to him. I rate this movie a B-. The next movie out this week is Kill Shot, starring Diane Lane and Mickey Rourke, directed by John Madden, produced by Lawrence Bender, and produced by the Weinstein Company and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. I took a look at this film. I recommend people not to watch this movie in theaters. This is the worst movie I've ever seen since watching Saw 5. They should get better writers and better actors for this film. Grade this movie a D+. That's all the movies that are out this week in theaters. The next movie on DVD this week is Saw 5, starring Tobin Bell and Julie Benz, directed by David Hackey, produced by Mark Burke, and produced by Lionsgate. I took this film. I recommend people watch this movie on DVD. The only performance who did really well in this horror film is Julie Benz. She's made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to her. I grade this movie a D-. The next movie out this week is Express, starring Rob Brown and Dennis Quaid, directed by Gary Fleder, produced by John Davis, and produced by Universal Pictures. I took this film. I recommend people watch this movie on DVD. About a bio movie about Ernie Davis, who broke barriers on racism and the first black guy to win the national championship and Heisman Trophy. Rob Brown and Dennis Quaid made extraordinary performances. Ernie Davis and coach Ben Watchdaughter turned this last place college football team into national champs. He got Ernie Davis the first African American as the Heisman Trophy winner. My hat's off to him. I grade this movie a B+. The next movie out this week is Max Payne, starring Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis, directed and produced by John Moore, and produced by 20th Century Fox. I took this film. I recommend people watch this movie on DVD. Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis made an extraordinary performance in this movie. My hat's off to him. Max Payne, the video game who brought it to live action, is remarkable. Mark Wahlberg made an extraordinary performance in this film. He portrayed a guy like Max Payne. I grade this movie a B-. The next movie out this week is Repo, the Genetic Opera, starring Anthony Stewart Head and Alexis Vega. Directed and produced by Darren Lynn Bousman and produced by Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures. I took this movie. I don't really care much about this movie. All the actors are the worst performance in this movie, except Anthony Stewart Head. He did a great job with this performance and the pain he did in this movie. He made an extraordinary performance in this film. My hat's off to him. I grade this movie a D-. That's all the time we have today. Come back next week. We're going to introduce the new movies out this week and on DVD. Don't forget to log into my website where you can look at my new trailers, play my movie trivia, and my puzzle. This is BC. See you next week. Now get out.